Now, I saw what you did with your protest in Los Angeles. You brought a freaking guillotine to city council.
I did. I did. And I announced it at the city council meeting before the protest. I did. So what we've been
How did
doing,
that go over?
It went over really well. It went over shockingly well. Okay, so backstory is the city of Los Angeles. So there's a county and the city. The county is still I haven't read the news today, so I don't know what's happened. But they're both considering vaccine passport systems so that you have to get vaccinated. There's no religious exemption so far either in order to go into any indoor business except for like a grocery store and a couple other things. Insane. So the city of Los Angeles is considering this. And so I've had every LA Libertarian Party member that I could get on the call making public comment. By the way, we're not allowed to attend public comment in person because of the Rona. So I had everybody calling up, talking about the Libertarian Party, how we were protesting. And I called up and I was like, we're dragging a guillotine out in front of in front of City Hall. Look for the guillotine. We're announcing our protest. We're giving our website. Public comment is a great time to do that. The phone was just ringing off the hook. Just random people who were listening in were pissed off and Googling us and calling me up. I built a guillotine in my 4th story apartment where I don't have a garage. So that was exciting.
Now, I think there's an important question here that like chat most certainly wants the answer to.
Yeah.
How much does it cost to build a guillotine?
I built my guillotine for under $200. Yeah. And that's
everybody.
Yeah. This is you can crowdfund this guillotine. I looked up some instructables on it and I was like, this is close, but it's not going to work for me because I drive a 4-door car and I needed it to collapse. Everybody's like, Angela, you're a pretty good administrator, but I think that my carpentry skills are way underrated in this party. So I drew it out. I drew out the specs. I worked on it. I cut the pieces. I did not want to grind metal on my balcony because it's really, really, really loud. So I did not cut metal. I used wood for the blade and I spray painted it metallic silver. I'm very sorry, everyone. Everyone's like, why didn't you? It's what's it called? Copenhagen ethic. As soon as you go out to do something, people are like, it wasn't good enough. But whatever. I built it with hinges so that it collapsed and folded into my back seat. I put wheels on it and the wheels folded in. So, we popped it out of the car when we got down there, folded it up, nailed it shut and rolled it down there. Even the cops liked it, which is quite a stretch. Turns out the LAPD, yeah, they kind of kill people. They're not great across the board, but they don't like vaccine passports. Neither did the fire department. Neither did the paramedics. Neither did a lot of the city workers because we were right in front of City Hall at the employee entrance, and people were coming in and out, and they're going, "I got my shot, but I don't like this mandate thing, so thank you."
Right, and that's a real great example of like weird bedfellows against tyrants because like everybody has an issue that will put them against the authoritarian regime.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of like finding your allies on those issues. And it's weird to see the cops coming around and joining our side when we've spent so long with all cops are bastards. Policing is an inherently violent institution, and like there is no such thing as a moral cop has been my stances. But I was watching a video, Asaj Harangi in New York City is doing a poster campaign where he's running around to small businesses and helping them put up posters in their windows that says, we don't discriminate against race, sexuality, gender identity, or vaccination status.
Nice.
And he's gotten NYPD officers helping him distribute the flyers to small businesses because they said they're going to refuse to enforce the vaccine passports.
Very nice. So, in LA, one of the first things I did was I reached out to the sheriff's office and I was like, hey, I chair the Libertarian Party of Los Angeles County. We're really concerned about XYZ with vaccinations. Are you guys going to enforce this stuff? We need to know where you're at. They responded to me directly right away in writing and said, we will not enforce any vaccination mandates. The sheriff has been vaccinated. He thinks it's best for everyone's health to do so, and we will absolutely not enforce mandates on vaccinations. So there you go. I had to really and I'm sure that there's probably a lot of New Hampshire activists who feel this way, who are more anarchist, and it's a case in California. But I am someone who was very like hardcore ACAB, and then the lockdowns happened, and I had a protest that went viral because I was telling people to wear masks to avoid police detection, and made them wear a mask to avoid the cops, and they were like, "Ree!" They didn't like that. So LAPD reached out to me because they follow me on Twitter. Watch out, they will do that. And they were like, "We want an in-person meeting with you about your protest." So I was like, "Yikes, okay." And I went down and I talked with them about lockdowns. And instead of going in with a FU attitude, I was just like, "I'm here to talk to them. And we do need ivermectin passports." And it turns out the cops were anti-lockdown. And they were telling me how they had like a secret gym and a hookup for this and a hookup for that. And they wanted to know where they could get a haircut. And of course I didn't tell the cops because that would be really dumb. But but I made headway with them, and they told me that they supported me and our protest. And by the end of the meeting, I was like, fuck it, I'm going for it. And I was like, I'm gonna sell you guys on libertarianism. Let's talk about the drug war. And they like, I didn't change any minds in my remaining 15 minutes of conversation, but I had their attention, and they were not like dismissing me. Like, they were very engaged, and I made, some good steps towards a good relationship with them. So sometimes like you got to just like get over yourself when dealing with law enforcement and groups that you don't like. If it's Antifa, if it's Democrats, whatever, like you can make headway, but you'll never make headway if you don't even try.